Welcome to the Hannah's Knit Cottage podcast. I'm Hannah.
I'm Michelle.
We are here to talk all the things knitting or whatever crafty rabbit hole we fall down, which seems to be a lot.
Yes, definitely.
As always, you can find me on Ravelry or Instagram. So on Ravelry, I'm Hannah072. On Instagram, I'm Hannah's Knit Cottage. Michelle?
I'm Southern Comfort Casey on Ravelry, Wool Market Fibers on Instagram and Facebook.
WoolMarketFibers.com.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
It's just been a week.
Yes, it is May. I don't know about y'all, but May seems always to be the busiest month of the year.
Yes.
Just that even if you don't plan anything for the month of May, it's just going to be insanely busy. Like, just things are going to happen.
I think it falls with the weather. The crazy weather, the crazy lives.
Yes. We've had some pretty severe thunderstorms here the past couple of days. So.
Turmoil.
Glasses.
Light rain. Mostly yesterday. It wasn't too horrible.
Oh,
let's hope today.
It wasn't my work. It was not fun driving home.
You're in Jackson County. I'm over here.
So, as always, we put all of the show notes in the description below. So if you're curious about a project, I try to link project pages where they are, and links to like where you can buy the pattern or the yarn or any of that stuff. With that, you ready to start?
Go.
All right.
Go, go, go.
This is my FO bag. I have not told her any of these. I'm very excited about this. Okay.
She never tells me anything. I live like a mushroom.
It's because so I can surprise her when I get here. And then we have stuff to talk about.
Well, I knew that. Is this new?
This is the baby sweater. It's officially done.
Oh, okay. Yes. It's so adorable.
Yes, this is... Sorry, y'all. I'm not sick. My throat's just still healing. Because, you know, kids, field day, talent show, your voice tends to get lost in those events. So, this is the Flax Worsted by Tin Can Knits, knit in the 1 to 2 year old size using Cascade Heritage Worsted. I don't know what the colorway is.
It looks like oats or rye.
It is, I believe, rye. My tag here. Yep, it is rye. Rye. So Broco Vintage Worsted. I've got to embroider the little teddy bear face in the front and then mail it off to the recipient who did have her baby.
Yay, congratulations.
Yes, the cutest baby you ever saw.
I bet. I bet. I love that yarn. It's nice. It knits up well. It's very soft.
Yes, I'm actually planning on using that in the DK, Broco DK. We'll talk about that in dream knitting. Am I the FO queen today?
No.
You have an FO?
Mostly. I have a couple. A couple.
Here,
we'll start with the old. We'll start with the oldest, because Michelle's been knitting on whips a lot.
We've both been whipping down.
Yeah. Mine's slower because I have bigger projects. So, though I'm gaining traction. Let's hope. This is another of my several thousand hats. This one is done in Lang Frida, which I think is now discontinued, and the wine colored, burgundy colored is from Patton's. It's a 100% wool. This is just a basic with a corrugated rib that I put together. No pattern out of my head.
Is that a worsted?
It's all done in worsted.
Worsted.
I love the color changes. I wanted to see what this would look like with this, just to get some contrast. So that's done.
I think it's nice. It'll be warm too.
And it fits. Yes, it's nice, and the yarn is soft. And it's unfortunate that it is discontinued because I like the color changes. So. Sorry.
It's hard. It feels like there's a lot of yarns being discontinued right now. Like companies are kind of narrowing down what they're offering.
And unfortunately, they're discontinuing the wrong, like, not the sub brands.
Right.
Color changing is like this one. Is really hot right now. It's really popular in mosaic crocheting in knitting mosaics.
I would think colorwork yokes too, honestly. Colorwork yoke sweaters, a lot of people do the color changing.
Yeah, and they like the longer gradients as well in their crocheted blankets, which will bring me to a whip I'm working on.
Okay. All right. FO number 2.
Da, 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 da.
I finished my April shower socks. And
no surprise here. No surprise there.
No ends woven in on any of these. So I guess I'm going to be like weaving these in today.
Then you will be finished, finito, and in the wear class.
This is the April Showers socks by Twin Stitches Designs. One modification accidentally, I didn't put the stripes on the bottom of the foot. Whoops. But after I didn't do it on the first one, I was like, okay, it's fine. And the pattern's by Twin Stitches Designs. The yarn is Moonglow Yarn Co. in their April Shower sock set. This was sitting in my stash for years because I could not get the gauge right on colorwork socks. Now I have.
But the nice thing about not having the color work on the foot, nobody's going to see it anyway because they're in your shoes.
Well,
so,
I'm thinking is
I like it better in the leg.
Summer Lee has the Colorwork Cuff Club that I'm joined, and she has an April Showers pattern, which is kind of similar to this. It's not exactly the same. So I was thinking I'd take the leftovers of this and knit those socks, and I'll have 2 pairs.
There you go. Yep. Or, here's the thought. Okay. You could be twinsies with Mom. Yes,
I was thinking about that too. So I have...
Mom can have a pair of socks and Hannah can have a pair of socks.
So there's actually the Mayflowers pattern that was the follow-up to this one, and they had a yarn set. And I knit the Mayflowers. It was too tight for her. It barely fits over my foot. Like, I'm afraid I'm going to rip them.
Go up in needle size.
But she gave me those back because my foot is just slightly smaller than hers. And then I'm going to knit her because she loved the socks. So I'm going to knit her a pair and the leftovers of that. So we'll see if she wants twinsies of this. There's going to be a lot
Mom. You know you do.
There's going to be a lot of twinsies socks with my mom. You'll
That's
just see. And now that
you
we're
could
not
be fraternal twins.
Right, and now that we're not living in the same house, there's no confusion on whose socks are whose anymore. Because that was a thing. I would have to like put like a different heel color or something like that.
Okay, so here's an afterthought. You could have put in the toe, maybe like on the instep, duplicate stitch the letter H for Hannah in your socks. So
yes,
you would know those are mine and those are yours. Yeah.
I should have done that.
And when the day ever comes and you're doing the fraternal twinsy thing with little Hannah.
Oh no.
You could duplicate stitch her socks with her letter.
So in like 15 years, you're going to remind me of this, right?
Yep.
This is going to be at least 15 years before our socks are even remotely the same size.
Yep.
Clarifying, there's no baby on the way.
No. I
baby
said
on the
when
way.
the day ever comes.
Yes, just to clarify.
Let's get that straight. Even though we're all just saying, not jinxing anything.
It's fine. It'll happen when it happens. Right now, our focus has been my dog.
Work and yeah.
Yeah, so my dog Ricky. I'll have to put a picture of her in here. She's still alive. Don't worry about that. But I came home from work one day and she was very, very ill. Ran her to the ER vet, which is a whole experience in and of itself. She has pneumonia.
Oh no.
She's recovering. She's finished out her antibiotic. She's recovering well, but now I think we're assessing because she's 15 years old. So we're assessing, does she have congestive heart failure or is she completely past this? So she goes back to the vet in like a week to see kind of where we're at.
Oh dear.
But she's doing good.
Come on, Ricky, we're rooting for you.
I know. She's my buddy. She
You're
really
your
is.
New buddy.
She's my knitting buddy.
She's adopted you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so Ricky is my husband's dog.
Who now is her dog.
Yeah, basically I'll talk to Grant, I'll say, well, your dog, because I mean he got her, like, so your dog, and he's like, oh no. She's decided that she is your dog now.
Yeah. That's what happened with Fiona. Technically she's my dog. And you missed her last week.
I know. She brought the dog to the shop when I wasn't here.
Okay. To clarify, I didn't bring her. Doug did.
Oh.
It was his idea to bring her to work. So I just put her to work, and she did really well. I was very surprised.
So
she got extra puppy treats.
That means I get to meet her here one day, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Hopefully.
Maybe we'll have a dog podcast. I don't know. They don't need to be in the same room together because Ricky does not play nice with others.
Oh, poor Fiona. You'd make her fall over. She is so not an alpha. She, you know, when she, yeah.
Ricky thinks she's an alpha and she'll run up and bark like she's vicious and then run and hide.
And Fiona would be right between my legs.
That was part
Poor
of how
baby.
we knew that Ricky was going to make it, is because she, for some reason, does not like my dad.
Uh-oh.
So my mom watched her during the day because I couldn't bring Ricky with me to work because just she needed the least amount of stimulation possible because her little heart was beating fast.
Oh, yes.
Because she was having trouble to breathe. You
Yeah.
know? So my mom watched her, and you know, my dad would walk by. They work at the same place, and she wouldn't do anything. So we're like, oh, she feels bad. She's not barking at him. And then the day that she barked at him, we're like, she's gonna make
better.
it. She's gonna. All right. You have another. I have 2 more FOs.
Okay. Let me grab this. I got my test knit
Yay.
finished. They are both done. Let's get these on. And I too did not weave in my tails.
We're gonna have a weaving party after
Yeah,
this.
yeah, definitely. A weaving party for sure. This was a good, hello. This was a good, concise pattern. I'm very pleased with how she wrote it up.
The end product is beautiful too. It's subtle but beautiful. Here, bring it in the camera so let the people see. This reminds me of some Japanese lace patterns too.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Very.
And these little subtle things are bubbles. There's 3 stitch bubbles, so they don't pop out too, and it could be the yarn too that they didn't show up as well, which is okay because I didn't want them banging into things.
No, you wouldn't want them to get snagged or anything.
But
what weight yarn did you use?
this is a DK weight yarn, and so I got through this. The information is on Ravelry. The designer is Grace Ann Carter, and she then put out a test call and came to me and asked me if I would test knit the hat that goes with this. So I have started the hat. So you will see that, I would think, finished. I think I got 3 weeks to get that one done as well.
So maybe the next podcast or the one after that.
Yes, for sure. That hat will be done as well.
Or in the State of the Whips.
And I'm thinking about, I will use this exact same yarn in the exact same colors so that I do have a matching set. So that way if there ever needs to be a gift, then it matches.
Which yarn is that?
This is Wool Market Fibers DK 100% alpaca, and the color name is Espresso Bean. Very popular, very popular. Yes. I've got one left.
It's a great neutral because there's like a purple hint, but there's a brown hint, but there's a gray hint. Like it kind of really
It's a beautiful tonal color.
So really it could, to me, this is one that would, it'd be like a chameleon that whatever you paired it with, it could really flow with.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is always nice to have some of those in your wardrobe.
Definitely. Your turn.
I'll do the big one. I finished my Ashburn.
Yay! Oh, congratulations. We'll have to hang that up.
I'm only a year late to the finish of the knit along.
Oh, pretty close.
So of course no ends are woven in, but
at least the knitting is finished and it looks, here, let me get out the way.
I might need some assistance to hold because it's just massive. Like this thing is massive. But yes, so this is, I don't have all these colors, but obviously fuchsia pink because that is, there's one modification. This is the Ashburn by Melanie Berg. All yarn is Wool Market Fibers fingering.
In shimmer.
Forgive all my ends. Yes, in shimmer. And the one modification is the bind off. I could not get her bind off to work. Where is, right over here. So I just did a traditional picot bind off and it was fine. So, yep. And now I have knitwear to wear for the rest of the podcast.
Woohoo! You go.
Yay.
Congratulations.
I'm excited. I was curious to see. I mean, my students know I wear neon. Like, this is no surprise that Miss Hannah wears neon to school. But I was curious to see how this was going to work. But actually, if you really, you can see kind of they all work together, and then that blue kind of just comes in, that dark blue, once I weave in the ends and kind of evens it all out a little bit. So, yeah, I'm excited.
It looks beautiful. Yes, good job. I'm so glad.
Yes, and I got to try out the Chagu Forte needle tips to finish this out, and I did enjoy them.
Good.
Thoroughly. I did notice that when my hands were trying to get cold, they did not get as cold when using the Fortes. Mm-hmm. So I have a problem with, my husband likes the house pretty cold compared to what I like. And we tend to lean his way because I can always put on more layers, but you can't take them off. But it means when I'm knitting, I have a hard time because sometimes my hands get really cold, and especially in the winter time, and they get so cold that they hurt, and so I end up not knitting as much as I would because I'm having hand pain. Mm-hmm.
The Fortes help?
Yes, I still had some, but it wasn't like near to the extreme of what I was having. And the Fortes, you could tell, were not getting cold. Like, it was like it's like the top of my hand would maybe hurt because it was cold, but like where my fingers were touching the needle was fine. So I'm converted eventually. That's a big set, so that might take some time. But I definitely, my eyes are on the Chagu Forte eventually to get. That's like a bucket list.
Yes, definitely.
Interchangeable set.
Yeah, definitely. Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have another one? You have Whipper and FO.
Oh, I've got my quilt.
Oh, yay. That's pretty.
So I'm still working on part 1 of this mystery quilt along from Aunt Jemima, who is in Australia. And this is, since I've been in her group, the 3rd year that she's been doing it. I was a little, I came late in 23 and then just saved all of that, plus all of the year of the 24, and because of work and everything else, I couldn't keep up. But this year, I decided, well, I'm not keeping up now, actually. So, but this is for English paper piecing. It is not a hard technique, and I'm 3/4 of the way through part 1. I'm not going to tell you she's already to part 4. There's a few people who have caught up because they're obviously retired folks who can sit and stitch all day, and I can't do that.
And monogamous crafters.
Yes, very much so. This is not a hard technique, so if you want to learn it, let me know and I will get you started on the basics, and then how to put these, how to sew these together. Like I said, and if you like hand sewing, this would probably be a very good project for you. I enjoy it. I get to sit here and do it. So, but that's generally where I do it, is mostly at work, which is why I'm behind. So, all right, my dear.
All right. Last FO for me.
Okay.
I finished my Joker socks.
Ooh.
So these are my shorties for me. I made a pair of these last year for my husband. And this year, I made a pair for myself.
Yay! I love those colors.
This is the black shimmer that I used in my coloring book tee. If you go on my Ravelry, you can see that coloring book tee. This is Wool Market Fibers. All of this is Wool Market Fibers and fingering. This is a little mini skein I bought that I used down here for the stripe.
That's radioactive green.
Okay, radioactive green, and then this is the colorway of the Joker. So Yep, these just come right up. They're good, like, to me, these would be good, like, tennis shoe socks or running socks. That they're this big, chunky cuff. Make sure that they wouldn't slide down your shoe.
Yeah.
While you're running or something like that. But yeah, just little mini shorties.
It turned out really well.
I'm thoroughly realizing that I need to pump out as many socks as possible right now for myself. Because, so since I've gotten married, when I moved house after getting married, I was determined that I was not going to wear any store-bought socks from there on out for the rest of my life, or as long as I can knit them. But my socks are starting to look kind of beat up.
Oh dear.
Because I wear them a lot.
Yeah, well,
I pretty much wear socks every day. I'm not a sandal person. And even if I do wear my Birkenstocks, sometimes I will wear socks with them too. So she knows I came in like 2 or 3 weeks ago wearing Birkenstocks and socks. So,
well, how else are you going to get people to see your socks?
Right.
It's very difficult to find clear shoes that actually are comfortable.
Yes.
Now, I would do clear Crocs, but I can't find any.
I wouldn't do the clear rain boots that they make.
I tried those on. Oh my God. They were not comfortable at all. Sorry. That's why I didn't buy them.
Yeah. So, Birkenstocks and socks, you know?
Yeah, there we go.
But it means that I definitely need to start knitting myself. And luckily, I mean, once you get a pair of socks in the rotation, they really do hold up well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I still have not blown out a heel or a toe or a sock or anything like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I have some that are definitely looking a little rougher, but they're not worn out and they're not on the verge of being worn out. But I'm just kind of cognizant of, okay, they're starting to show some wear. We need to give them some friends so they're not blown out
We
immediately.
need to give you a time to rest for a while, huh?
So this is just a vanilla sock pattern by me, standard heel flap and gusset. Yeah, slip stitch heel.
Mm-hmm.
Standard things. Knit on a US 0.
Because she knits loose.
Yes. Sometimes I go down to a double 0.
Oh my goodness.
The one thing I don't knit loose is the one thing I need to knit loose.
Color work.
Color work.
Never fails.
Color work, I'm on gauge with everybody else.
I think because you try so hard you want tight stitches, you want a good tight fabric for your socks so that they, don't hurt, because those stitches, the bottom of your foot is more sensitive than the rest of you. So you need as tight a fabric as possible. Because of that, because you're aware of needing to get a tight fabric when it comes to color work socks. That's why I don't do well with color work in my socks, because I do knit tight on purpose. And it's difficult for me to not do that with my socks. So I stick to other items when I'm doing color work. Towels, hats, that kind of thing. And I probably will not do socks because of it.
I'm just obsessed with color work socks. So I was like, this has to happen.
Then you'll have to just practice and
I've been doing good. I have some thoughts on that when we get into some whips. You ready for whips? Or you're already in the whips, aren't you?
I'm in the whips.
Okay.
I'm always in the whips.
I had to bring my actual knitting bag for the whips.
Oh my. All right.
Okay. And actually one of them is not here. So honorable mention, it's called the Main Street Headband. It's a free pattern. I had some Hobby Lobby DK weight acrylic in my stash. It's like DK Sleek and Soft.
Yes.
I have a blue and a green. I'm making a headband for my school secretary and for my coworker who does morning duty with me, because I commute a good bit to get to my job. And my coworker who does morning duty with me is very understanding when like, hey, there's like a wreck, I'm going to be delayed 45 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
Because that literally happened this past week, that people just don't know how to drive in the rain.
No, they don't. And there was one, I remember just Tuesday, that there was one up between Highway 49 and Exit 38 because Doug got stuck in it.
Yeah, there's a lot. So she's just like one of the most patient, chill people. So it's like and she's somebody I think who would cherish a hand knit
Yeah.
and understand the craftsmanship that went into it. So, and then my school secretary, she looks out for me.
That would be nice too.
Yeah, and I like, they're both just been they have been the saving grace that has helped me make it through this school year.
Oh, good.
It's just not.
They need a hand knit.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So I found a free pattern. I had yarn in my stash. You're supposed to knit it to like 18 inches, so it has like the stretch, you know.
Yeah.
I knit in one night. I knit 9 inches on one of them. So I was like, okay. And that wasn't even like, when I say one night, I mean like I knit for like an hour and a half and got 9 inches done because it's just back and forth. It's real easy. I don't mind talking about it because it is a free pattern.
Yeah.
So
Pop it out.
Okay,
Pop it out.
I'm sorry.
Show the world. Show the world.
Okay, I'm not starting with that one. Actually, I'm gonna start with that one. Okay. This is Bagged by Stolen Minutes. Little cute cats and teacups. This is on the bingo board. The Joker socks were counted as socks from stash. The baby sweater was Emily's sweater on the bingo board. The Ashburn was on the bingo board. What else did I pull out? The April shower socks are counting as socks from stash. So then the Joker socks are scrappy socks. So yeah, all 4 of those are bingo squares. This is also a bingo square. This is a half and half triangles wrap by Pearl Soho in linen quill. I've had this on the needles for forever. Since December of 23.
That's not forever.
Forever for
I've got
me.
one over here that's forever.
So I'm just on the first color, but it doesn't, if you extend it, it won't. It's pretty big. So there's a triangle forming here, you can see. But that my little stitch marker is getting caught. The basset hound here is where I was when I picked it up.
Whoop. My thumb got stuck. There we go.
That was where I started. So I've knit all of this, and you're just doing short rows back and forth to make the triangle. So, and then from here, I've got to do the other color.
Oh, okay.
So this is a long haul project,
Yes,
but I
it
figure
is.
this was just sitting by the TV a couple nights working on it, and if I just do that throughout the rest of this year, it'll be done.
Yeah.
So, and this is for a lady at my church.
That's how my big whips are.
Yep, you just gotta plug. And I'm realizing I'm not a huge shawl person. I don't need more than 1 shawl on the needles at a time.
Yeah.
And I had like 4 on the needles, and then I didn't work on any of them because I wanted to knit socks and sweaters. So
I'm right there with you.
Yeah. So I'm just like, okay.
That's why I have so many of everything, socks and shawls mostly.
Okay. I'm just laying that out there. Do you have any more whips?
One more, and this is the big one.
Okay,
let me pick it up because I gotta walk that way because it is kind of big.
I have 2 more. Do you want me to? You can go ahead. She's been posting this on Facebook, and I've been eyeing it. Did I go over the pattern of that? Half and half triangles wrap, Pearl Soho linen quill.
Yes.
Okay, so all right, go ahead.
This one. Here, grab your side. This is a crocheted blanket that I've been working on. This is actually since 2021. So not tremendously old, but it is crocheted, and my blankets always take longer. This is an acrylic yarn. Sorry, world. It's Red Heart Super Saver. It's their ombres stripes. It will be a gift. Can't say who, because you just never know. And I absolutely love this pattern. This is called Phoenix by Hooked on Sunshine. She's got several, and I have modified some of where you see these extra ridges sticking out. When she says through the back loop, I go through the 3rd loop. It gives it extra texture to go along with this center part right here. And I want to see if I could just do one of these squares, turn it into a mandala, and then just hang it like a wall hanging, because I love it so much.
Yeah.
And I have another one of these on the hook. It's a DK weight. that will go to my nephew, because my niece has one, but he hasn't gotten one yet. And that one's a lot further than this one. So I'm kind of working on them both at the same time. I just forgot to bring that one. So that's it for me.
All right, I have 2 more whips, and only one of them is knitting.
Ooh.
Okay, so this is about to be like just explode all over the table. Just let it be.
Okay. Cute.
So, speaking of twinning with my mother,
Yes.
this is the 2 bingo squares, socks for mom and Christmas socks. So, this is Summer Lee's Colorwork Cuff Club, the December pattern, which had the Christmas tree.
It's cute.
So this is actually, so I have a half finished object. This is going to be my pair. I did mine first because her foot being slightly bigger than mine, I wanted to knit mine that I knew fit my foot and see if that fit hers.
Is it bigger circumference or just in length?
Slight on both.
Oh, okay.
But not enough, like we're still the same shoe size.
Yeah.
But like whereas we're kind of both in between like a 7.5 and an 8, where I tend to lean 7.5, I think she leans more 8.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like we're right on the cusp. So anyway, I took this is Knit Pick Stroll in the blue.
Mm-hmm.
That's called Frozen. And then they have the gold, I think is called Marigold, and that's the little tiny star on the Christmas tree. This is actually Woolmarket Fibers Forest and Shimmer for the tree. And then I had a Polka Dot Creek, it's called Polka Dotty Christmas set. And it came, this was the main color, and then it came with mini skeins in raspberry and forest. And I alternated those, did the heel and the toe and the main skein, and I think I might have enough left over after I knit both pairs to do a shorty pair still.
Oh, good.
Of just the main color.
Right.
So that's this one, and then hers will be distinguished by the green on top, because if you notice, mine ends with a pink stripe, so hers will end with a green stripe, because green is her favorite color, pink is my favorite color. So this is my first sock. She tried it on, it fits, so I've moved forward with her socks, but this is my second sock, which I am actively putting the heel flap on. And then her first sock, I just finished the colorwork chart, and hers is ready to do the stripe. So, and for the colorwork chart,
it's a nice soft yarn. I like this.
I've been using, these are Addie's, and this is the one where it's technically a 10-inch circular, and you have a 3-inch tip and a 2-inch tip, and this has been the game changer for me. That I can actually hold the 3-inch tip. The 2-inch tip is just too tiny for me, so I'm trying to knit it. I ended up having a lot of hand pain, and my stitches were just too loose and didn't work. With this, I'm getting a good gauge, a consistent gauge for the most part, and when they block, I mean, you saw the April shower socks, they blocked out beautifully. So this seems to be the game changer for me.
Good.
Yep. And so that will be, my goal is to finish both pairs by the end of May, and at least me freed up in the summertime for other things.
Good. Absolutely.
So,
no
2 for 1.
Right. Well, at least you know you don't have to put an H on that sock.
No. And this is, I had a talk with my mom, because I've always done the Advent skeins that people sell. I've always done the Cozy Knitters Advent stripe, and I've enjoyed it thoroughly. The gradient year that they had, not this past year, but the year before, I wasn't a huge fan of, but I enjoyed it, for the most part still. But what I've found is that I'm a music teacher. December is the busiest month for us out of the whole year. It is literally like the music Olympics. How many Christmas events can we fit into like 2 weeks of school?
Oh my gosh.
And then have dress rehearsal time the week before all of that starts. Like, it's just, you know, it's just like thing after thing after thing. And while Michelle could tell you, I've been working on kind of scaling back what I'm doing as far as things outside of my personal school. I've been kind of scaling back all of those things to really focus in on my kids, but also my family and my time. However, it's just always been a struggle in the month of December, to the point that this past year, I was finishing up the last sock on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And was postponing going to my mother's house so I could finish the sock. You know, and it was like, okay, at that point, is this bringing me joy? Is it worth it to say I did the Advent thing? and I'm paying extra money for the specific Advent skein. I have a ton of Christmas yarn in my stash, which I have curated. Like that was, I curated that because I know I like knitting Christmas, which is why my Christmas sock stash is bigger than the rest of my whole sock stash. If I could just wear Christmas socks all year, I'd be set.
Well, you can.
I know, but I want them saved nice for December. I'm like,
well, yeah, but you knit enough socks that you've got at, you know, you can recycle about every 3 weeks and throw an extra Christmas in there. This is why we don't do Advent sets for the most part. We have doing all the shows and talking to people here. They like to pick their own colors. Yeah. So when it comes time to Advent sets, we'll do a sale and we'll let them pick their own Advent colors for their set.
Yeah.
So that has worked out for everybody. And it makes them happy because they got to pick out colors they really like.
Right. And I think for me, just right now, I'm excited to knit socks. I want to knit the Colorwork Cuff Club. Yes. It's something that will have a matching sock. It's Christmas yarn, but I'm not stressed for time. And I'm not, if they're going to be done and set aside. And I talked with my mom about it, and she was like, of course. Like, she's so chill. I love her. she understands.
My mom's like that too. She doesn't care as long as it's shimmer. She's fine. She doesn't care when
my mom has worn so many ill-shapen things just because I made them. Like she is like, you can talk about moms putting up with a lot of things. My dad has worn so many floppy hats until I finally made him one that fit. My husband doesn't know how good he has it because he didn't see me in the early, we knew each other, but I wasn't knitting for him, obviously, at that point.
No. So he didn't get all those floppy hats and socks.
No.
To be truly worthy, and not to say that your parents are not worthy, because they really truly are. I love your parents to death. But he didn't get through like what they've gone through to go, I love you, I'll wear your hat.
Yes.
No, it doesn't fit.
Yes. Yes.
So he got past all the experiments. Your parents were guinea pigs.
Yes, my mom got a sweater for Christmas. I remember I worked furiously on this sweater, and it kept going longer than I thought it should. Good grief. Why did this sweater take so long? And I'm like, I'm running out of yarn. Like, what is going on? I was crocheting a sweater. It was before I started knitting. Turns out, I go to give her the sweater. I'm like, this looks a little big. I'm not going to put the picture on the screen. We have one picture of this sweater.
That is so not.
I'm not going to do that to my mom. I'm not going to do that to her.
You didn't have a picture of the sweater, not on her. I'm just saying.
Well, you have to see it on somebody to understand the full capacity of how bad I failed. But what happened is the sweater called for half double crochet. And me being a baby crocheter, crocheted it all as double crochet, thinking it was half double.
They're bigger stitches.
So it literally, what should have been a sweater at hip length was a tunic and almost knee length. And the sleeves were long. It was bad.
Rolled it up like
like this.
The incredible shrinking mom.
Yeah. So, and she still wore it on Christmas when I gave it to her.
That's a mom. That's a true mother.
So, one day, Mom and I have already talked about I'm going to make her a sweater at some point. So, my last whip is not a knitting whip, but I've been working on it a lot, so I felt like it needed to be shown on the podcast.
Good.
I guess. And I've taken a pause. You've seen this one before. This is not the lighthouse, though.
Oh, okay. Excuse me.
This is, I guess I should take it out of the hoop. And I'll put it back in there. It'll be alright.
You'll be alright.
This is a cross stitch project that I'm really kind of starting to get back in love with cross stitch. I'm not a floss tuber, just be gentle on the judgment on this, okay? But this is called The Works of Jane Austen. Got this on an easy grid 14 count. So you see you can see where the hoop has been. But you
that's
see,
okay, 'cause
it'll be
it'll come
works of Jane Austen, and then the first block is Sense and Sensibility. So I'm working on, I finished page 1 up to where it goes down to Sense and Sensibility. Technically page 1 goes a little bit further, but I'm trying to do each book in order. So now I'm working on page 2, I've gotten the year in there. Yeah, enjoying it. So Jane Austen turns, her 250th birthday will be this year. I gotta talk to you about that later too. So, Jane Austen will turn 250 this year, like, or her 250th birthday, but I also turned 30 this year. So,
I'm not going to tell you how old I'm going to be this year.
So,
I quit having birthdays.
30 is a big one, so I've officially declared that this is my Jane Austen birthday year.
There you go.
I love Jane Austen. I love all of her works. So I'm going to spend, well, for my birthday, I'm gonna be at a conference on my birthday.
Aw.
Yeah, at a training, but they only offer it once a year, so it's like I've got to go.
All right.
I'm finishing up. So if you don't know, there's a
That's
music certification called Orchestral Work. I won't go into it in depth, but it's just a way of teaching music. It takes 3 years to get certified, so you do like level 1, 2, and 3. And they offer it in the state of Mississippi now, which is pretty awesome. So I'm going off to finish my level 3 certification.
Okay, well then you have to go.
So yeah, this is like literally, I finished it this year. And they were so sweet because it was my birthday last year when I went up there. And they all sang me happy birthday. And if you've never had a bunch of musicians serenade you with happy birthday, it is the best. You get all the harmony, you get the piano, you get everybody going full out. And of course, a big part of orchestral work is improvisation. So of course, everybody's doing their own, like, it's beautiful. Aww. Everybody was so sweet. And then coworker of mine, we go up together for the training. So she and I went out with a music teacher friend of ours for my birthday and went out and had a nice fancy dinner.
Nice.
So I'm sure we'll do something like that this year.
So it must be something that's always on your birthday that this
it's just the time of
lands
year it
on.
falls. Yeah. The first year I went, it didn't, but it was like they started like right after my birthday. Like my birthday was the day before I went, and then how the calendar has fallen, and with the way the school years are falling now,
it's on your birthday. Yeah, that's okay. So, too bad somebody doesn't videotape it so the rest of us can enjoy it.
I did videotape it. I'll show it to you.
The happy birthday thing? Oh,
yeah. I wouldn't, no offense, y'all. I just can't put on here because I mean, my face, but also it's other people I cannot go hunt down all of those because there are people from all over the country who go to these. So
they may not want to be featured in your podcast.
No. So anyway, I'm loving this pattern. What I've been doing though is converting. I have a floss drop. Yay. So these are Adam Hart. They're called floss drop bobbins. So if you look, they have a floss drop spot, but then you can wind it like a bobbin. Yes. So I've been doing that and getting all of them labeled. So then eventually I'll have a master DMC set. So I'm going through and I'm cutting all of these.
You realize master DMC. Whew.
Yeah,
That's a lot of colors, folks.
Well, but between...
You're gonna need a lot more than that.
Yes, but between because then last time I was here, so I have this project, and this project has this much.
How many colors?
Like 89.
Yeah.
And then the other project had
90.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And she's got
300 more to go.
Oh, yeah.
There's about 500 DMC, I think.
So I hadn't counted it all, but there's quite a bit.
Yeah. Eventually, I'll probably, maybe get a couple
900 before you jump into the 3,000.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm just doing like the main core DMC set. But yeah, so I'm doing that. I have a little tool coming. It's like a handmade tool where you can wind the floss and then cut so they're all equal lengths. So then that's been the pause on this project. But what I was trying to get at, I'm calling Jane Austen June to lead up to my birthday. My birthday's in July. But since I'm working on my birthday, and then we end up going back to school in the middle of July too. So the full birth month experience I'm just going to have in June, and we're going to call it. I'm going to have Jane Austen June, where I've been starting to listen to the audiobook of Sense and Sensibility. So I'm going to listen to the audiobooks. I've been watching Sense and Sensibility while cross-stitching on this.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go through and just cross stitch on my project. I have Jane Austen yarn at my house still that's been in stash for forever. So knit Jane Austen, cross stitch Jane Austen, listen to Jane Austen, watch Jane Austen, and just
be Jane Austen.
yes,
For
and
home
yes,
with the June.
yes, I'm gonna get my. I already talked to my husband. I haven't talked to her yet, but I'm sure she'll be down. My maid of honor for my wedding. We're gonna have our own, officially our own tea party and watch Pride and Prejudice together.
There you go. That ought to be fun.
Yes, but with that, I have a dream knitting, and Michelle knows about this. The new Geddy tee by Tanis Lavalee of Tanis Fiber Arts has, and I'll put a picture on the screen. It has the granny square
shoulders.
Yes, and what I have all the yarn here.
Yeah, there's two on each shoulder,
And
like a
depends on
saddle
your
shoulder.
size.
So, I've seen it.
Yes, but oh no, did I move it? I don't
In
think
that
I
big,
did.
ginormous trunk she has.
Yes, this is my knitting backpack. Everything
She
goes
got
in
that a year and a half ago.
I love it.
Yeah, you got that. She got that before she got married.
Yes,
I remember.
and
Yes.
it's been the best. Did I take it out? I didn't think I guess I took it out.
Oh no. Oh dear.
Anyway, I'll have to take a picture. But I'm going to take my Funfetti Raglan minis and use those for the granny squares up top, and then I'm going to use Broca Vintage DK in like a charcoal gray for down the sweater. And my goal is to finish it this summer, and when I'm at my Orf levels, I'm going to wear my birthday sweater on my birthday, and my recorder teacher also knits.
Oh.
So I know, like, when I walk in,
They're gonna recognize it, and
everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, that sweater's so cute." I'm like, thanks, I made it. It's my
it's
birthday,
my birthday
so
sweater.
just like, it's the nerdiest thing ever, but you know what? It's fine.
That's okay. It's your birthday. You're entitled.
Yes. So between that, and then I've been really enjoying. Michelle has started carrying this Easy Grid fabric. So in 14 count, and I'm enjoying it because I'm blind. I don't need anything higher than 14 count. So
I can get a few other sizes. The 16 and the 18 I can get as well.
yes, and so I got a full coverage lighthouse pattern, and I kitted up all the floss last week, and Michelle helped me, and that was a process.
That was.
So
Thank God they put those all in numerical order, because
Yes.
nothing is the worst by a company putting out the floss numbers for what you need for your project, and they're not in numerical order. Back and forth, up and down. Yeah, it's annoying. So thank you to the company who put theirs in numerical order. I appreciate it. Keep up the good job. 'Cause
yes,
I didn't need the added extra steps.
yeah. I mean, it's just, it doesn't make it. Mine is, I put it in Pattern Keeper, so you can sort it by which one has the least or most amount of stitches left, but you can also sort it in numerical order.
Yeah.
Which is extremely helpful, and that's what I'm doing with these floss rings, is putting them in numerical order so I can just find them.
Yes.
So I guess I'm gonna have a floss winding party today when the tool comes in today. So I'm gonna like go through all of these colors so I can get back to working on this. I just realized how more efficient it is to have it on that and just get my needle under it and pull one strand. It's just been so much quicker and easier. So I'm like, okay, let's just pause until we get that in order.
Load up all your needles, which is what I have done in the past. Is that I get my tapestry needles and I load it up with whatever colors that I'm going to be using for that particular section, and they're all loaded and ready to go, so that I could, park and go to the next one, or park and go to the next one, and that helps.
Yes, and I want to get a lap stand, because I have a floor stand, but our house is pretty small, so when you bring a floor stand in there, it just takes up too much space.
Yeah.
So I want to get a lap stand so I can sit, because doing the two-handed method has really helped me out a lot too. So yeah.
System 4.
Yes, their stuff is good, but
yeah. Yes, they are
It's
kind of
expensive.
pricey, but
It's
they
expensive.
are very good quality. Their customer service is phenomenal. They ship in a timely manner, unlike another company I know that I won't mention. And their products are popular and they're interchangeable, which I really
Yes.
like. So let me know and
Yes.
I will help you out getting it in here.
Miss Patty at our crafting
Knitter
group.
comes on Thursdays. She's been using Judy's, it's a table stand.
Business system for.
Yeah, and it's a system for, yes. And
it's
they
pretty
really
cool.
like it. And Patty has a floor model at home that she likes. So, and I know she's brought that in before, that she really likes. So she definitely is a system 4 fan.
Yes.
So,
we have to talk about, I didn't mean for it to go this long on the podcast and not mention this. I met Barbie.
that's right, we did. Well, you did.
Yes, Michelle had already got to meet Barbie, but I got to meet Barbie and I was so excited. It was wonderful to meet her.
It was great. And we appreciate that you got to sit and chat with us for a while. A week, it was
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks Saturday. Yeah, 2 weeks today that she was in. It was our LYS day and everybody came, and I'm so appreciative. Thank you so much for everybody that came out and supported me and the business, the shop on both ends. It's been really wonderful that everybody's helped keep this place going. We really love you all. We really did.
It was super cool. And Barbie was picking out some yarn for some sweaters. So good to talk about I always love picking out yarn for sweaters. But Barbie's the first person from the comments that I've met in person.
Yes.
Besides Michelle. So Michelle and I already knew each other beforehand.
I knew you from the old place.
Yes. When I was a brand new baby knitter.
Yes, absolutely.
Like less than a year in, brand new baby knitter. So, but yes, it was wonderful to meet you, Barbie. Don't forget, friends, that's my teacher voice coming out. Oh my goodness.
Oh, come on, Mr. Rogers.
All right, friends. So Knit in Public Day, Worldwide Knit in Public Day is in June. So mark your calendars.
Yes.
Come knit in public with us.
Come, and I'll go sit outside with everybody. We can sit outside. We can sit over at the couch. We can be at the table. We don't have to, well, depending on how bad the weather is or how hot and sunny it is.
Yes.
I do have AC, so you can always come out and be at the shop, or we could grab our chairs and sit at the front door outside under the awning. Yeah, come see us. Absolutely. This would be great. When is it again? I'm sorry.
It's in June. I want to say June 29th, but I'm not for sure.
We'll look it up and
I will put it on the screen.
Yes.
Editing Hannah will handle that for us. I say that. Thank you everybody who watched last episode. I'm sorry it took so long to get up. It was like a week or two late. It's just life. So hopefully this weekend, it's Mother's Day weekend, so we'll see. So happy Mother's Day to all of our moms out there.
Yes, happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Hug your mom. Make her some socks.
Yes. Knit her a sweater.
Yes.
Be done by tomorrow. If you're Hannah or Ramona.
No. But we have been, I have some yarn. There was a yarn that my mom really liked. So when she saw it and she liked it, I was like, okay, we're making a sweater out of this. So it should be arriving soon and we'll make her some, a sweater out of it. I'm sure it will not be the first sweater for her. Or not, it won't be the last sweater for her. It'll be the first, but it won't be the last. So.
Yeah. Knitted.
Yes. Yes, not oversized crochet messed up. So, anyway.
It happens. It's all right.
I guess we're rambling, but thank you for hanging out with us
Thank
today.
you.
We're discussing the state of the whips. I have some summer plans as well that I'm going to tell her as soon as we get off here. I'll surprise you with it later.
She's going to need to be on school vacation for mine.
I'm going to need to be on school vacation for both of these.
And I mentioned it to someone that I had seen, a customer that I hadn't seen for a while. I mentioned it to her and she said, oh my God, I love that idea. I was like, okay, fine.
Our annual
oh, Lord.
State of the Whips.
Yes, she thinks that's a fabulous idea. So I'm going to break down and go on and do it. No judging me.
It's gonna be
Please.
like a 3-hour video.
It's going to be a whole lot longer than that.
We'll edit it down.
And I did already categorize, so I've done my homework.
Okay, good. I have a list of all my knitted ones, and that's really the one that has the most in cross stitch. I have a lot of cross stitch that I start and I don't finish it.
Yeah.
For me, because
I
cross
got it,
stitch
too.
takes so much longer.
It does. Mm-hmm.
So I gotta start working on
I
that.
could work for 8 hours and only have like
I
that
know.
much. It's crazy. It's absolutely
I
crazy.
could work for 8 hours and have a sock.
And that's not even if anybody's ever been into the shop, there is a cross stitch framed that I had given my dad for Christmas of 1998. That took me 6 months. That was absolutely every single day, 10 hours a day for 6 months to get that done. And to look at it, one would think there's no way. But seriously, yeah. Because I wasn't working then. I was a stay-at-home stepmom. So, you know, with the kids, yeah, every day.
Yeah. Now we understand why those Jane Austen ladies are still working on the same thing every movie. They're just
still doing it.
That was their whole.
This is why these things take a very, a year, especially if you're doing full coverage. Like I've got some kitted cross stitch projects that are, 45 pages, 108 colors. Yeah. And you're going, oh my stars, what was I getting into? Yeah. It's going to take a long time, but that's okay.
So be on the lookout. There's exciting things coming to the channel.
Yes.
Hang out with us. Watch Jane Austen. The sweater make-along will come back this fall too.
It'll be a Saturday.
We'll talk about that
It'll be
later.
a Saturday movie at the shop.
Oh,
a Jane Austen movie.
Oh yes.
We could do that.
Yes.
We'll put it on the iPad and crank up the noise and let's watch Jane Austen while we're knitting.
We can yell about Mr. Willoughby the whole time. Willoughby.
That's right.
The reason I felt like the 30 had to be Jane Austen was in Pride and Prejudice. And it's like, I'm 27 years old. I have no money and no prospects. I'm a burden to my parents. Lizzie, I'm scared. It's great. Before she marries Mr. Collins. To explain why she has to marry the...
Kind of almost...
I was 27, no money, no that was me.
There, yeah.
I should have been my 27th, but I wasn't ready to acknowledge that I wasn't married yet.
And unmarried and still living with your parents.
It's okay.
With no money.
Hey.
Now we're past that. We've jumped that hill and
I've done good. I've done good for myself. It's
Yeah.
just a different
You're
society.
now 30 and married and got
29 still.
Oh, sorry.
Let me hold on to it while I got it.
It's not near the biggest milestone like mine, so.
No.
Nah, not saying it. Not gonna tell you.
Off podcast?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see.
If you bribe me enough, I might tell you.
We can do that. Well, we will see you guys in a couple of weeks.
Bye, everybody.
Survive May. Happy Mother's Day.
Yes, happy Mother's Day, everybody. Enjoy your weekend and be careful if it ends up raining again today. So, we'll see.
Be safe. Drive slow.
Bye.
We love y'all. Bye.
See you next time.